Many people live under the illusion that purpose is something they must wait to discover. Many people wait for a clear external sign, like a calling or some opportunity, before they start taking any meaningful action. And a lot of people, they question certain things, and I've gotten messages like this, in my content before when I talk about the importance of having purpose. A lot of people say, I don't know what my purpose is yet, or once I feel motivated, I'll start taking action, or I'm waiting for the right moment. But I believe that the truth really is you are the purpose. What if you are the purpose? Like, once you start asking yourself that question, I feel like things start to change. Ask yourself that question. What if you are the purpose? What if your very existence, your growth, your becoming is enough of a reason to act? And I think what this shift in mindset does is that you start to realize, instead of waiting for a reason to act, you become the reason. You stop seeking validation externally because your being is already a valid reason for you to care about taking action toward your goals. You act, you move, not just for outcomes, but because you deserve to evolve, you deserve to live fully and to create. The purpose is to just be, to be in the present moment and to realize that it's not out there. If you tie your purpose or motivation solely to external things like goals or certain achievements, it will always be fleeting. When you make yourself the purpose, every single step that you take, every improvement, every act of discipline, every learning moment feeds the deeper mission of becoming who you're ultimately capable of being. When you realize that you're the purpose, you don't need to be constantly hyped up or externally inspired. Like, your actions in and of itself are a reflection of the respect that you have for yourself, the commitment that you have for yourself. And it doesn't mean that, you're selfish and you're only focused on yourself and your self-growth. It just means that you're centered, you're grounded, you're anchored, and you are grounded in the belief that you matter. And that's not selfish. Your effort naturally begins to benefit others too. Waiting to feel ready, waiting to get the clarity is a trap, and it's going to keep you stuck. Clarity often comes in movement, when we're taking action, through trying new things, through failure, through consistency. And as you build and as you continue to take action while knowing that you yourself are the purpose, your level of respect for yourself is going to continue to build, and the confidence that you have in yourself is also going to continue to build, and you're proving to yourself that you're worthy of progress. Like, you're worthy of the goals that you have in mind because you're actually putting in the work. And when you fall on your face, which is going to happen to everyone as we're growing, right? When we grow, like, chances are we're putting ourselves in uncomfortable positions in order for us to grow. You're learning new things. Maybe you're putting yourself in a position that you've never been before. Like, you're going to fall flat on your face sometimes, and things aren't necessarily going to go the way that you plan them to go. But when that happens, you can just tell yourself that it's all part of the process, and that both the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, are going to help me become who I'm ultimately capable of becoming, right? Like, you're actually probably going to learn more about yourself when you fall flat on your face than if you just kept on winning constantly. Like, it's the times in which things don't necessarily go our way and where we learn a lot about ourselves. And as you continue to take action toward your goals, every time you think, I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like getting up and doing this action that I told myself I would do, that I know ultimately is going to benefit me, remind yourself, like, you're doing this for yourself. Like, I am the reason, I am the purpose, I deserve to see what I'm capable of becoming. And I hope this isn't coming off as selfish, because putting in work to better yourself and caring about your own self-growth isn't selfish. Like, your ability to serve other people is increased the more you put into you. It's like you're filling up yourself first so you can pour into other people's cups. You're not pouring from an empty cup. You're acting from fullness because you're filled up yourself. Your own cup is filled. So every time you feel like, you're not in the mood to take action, or you don't feel like taking action, even though you probably should be acting, remind yourself, I am the purpose. There doesn't need to be an external purpose. There doesn't even need to be an external goal. It's not like I need to go to the gym because I have a bodybuilding competition, or I need to go to the gym because I told myself that this is my ideal weight goal I want to be by end of summer. It doesn't need to be that specific. You are the purpose. You are the reason. I deserve to see what I'm capable of becoming, and I know if I do X, Y, Z, it's going to help me get there. It's going to help me just improve. You don't need to earn your right to become more, to care about growth. When you tell yourself, you are the purpose, I am the purpose, you stop chasing that validation externally, and instead you become the reason for your own growth, discipline, and action. Your journey is no longer about proving something to others or waiting for external permission. It's just about honoring yourself and respecting yourself, because your existence alone is worthy of evolution, is worthy of effort. Putting that effort into you and caring about your own success and growth and well-being. Your drive and motivation, when you become aware of this, stems, I should say, from within, from internal. And because it comes from within and it's internal, it's sustainable. If you rely on motivation externally all the time, that's not sustainable. There's going to be days where you feel motivated, days where you aren't motivated. There's going to be a day where you watch the right video and it hits you in a certain way and it's going to spark something within you to take action. And there's going to be days where you can't find the right video on YouTube to motivate you to get up and take action towards your goals. Like, that isn't sustainable. When you rely on motivation externally, it's not sustainable. Internal motivation, discipline, when you come to the realization that you yourself are the purpose, that's sustainable. Even when you work to help others or build something greater than yourself, even when your goals are focused on contributing to something bigger than yourself, you're still the channel through which that impact is made. That means you can't disconnect yourself from the impact that you're trying to make or the impact that you're trying to have. You can't neglect your own growth. You can't neglect your own clarity or well-being and expect to make meaningful change or have meaningful growth. You don't need to wait to be ready. You don't need to wait for that inspiration externally. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for the motivation to come from out there. You are the purpose. And that is enough to start. That is enough for you to start today, right now, exactly as you are. That is enough for you to start taking action toward becoming who it is you actually want to be and getting to the goals that you may have in mind, or just caring about your growth, period, full stop, in whatever capacity that looks like. The clarity that you're hoping will come from out there, it doesn't come from overthinking. It doesn't come from waiting. It comes from movement. It comes from moving. It comes from actually acting. It comes from you taking one step and then taking the next step and then taking the next step. You really do not need to wait for a reason to start, to begin. You are the reason. And that is more than enough of a reason to start. So just remind yourself of that. You are the purpose. You are the purpose. Something that I'm telling myself too. So hope you got some value from listening to this. I hope you're having a great day wherever you're listening to this. Thank you for being a part of everything that we're building at Presence of Being. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Leaving a positive review on the podcast also helps a lot if you enjoy listening to these. Go to presenceofbeing.co if you want to grab a hat and support what we're building. And that's it. Thank you again for listening, and I will see you in the next recording very soon.